Hello everyone, welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. Now this video is going to be about Saturn's transit through houses, or you can say Sade Sati through houses. So you guys might have heard a lot many times in my videos that Sade Sati is not the same for everyone. The basic predictions for Sade Sati are same, but how it is going to affect to each and every person is very much dependent on other factors, like the houses Saturn is transiting, the placement of moon or the placement of planets in the houses where Saturn is transiting, and also the dasha. So we are going to start with the first and foremost step as a part of series here, which is Saturn's transit through houses, or Sade Sati for person having, suppose, moon in the first house, moon in the second house, moon in the third house, like that. So this video is going to be about Sade Sati for individuals, those who have moon in the first house. So if your Sade Sati has already happened, it has already gone, or it is yet to come, then this video is going to be for you. Okay, so let me just share my screen here. So, I just feel very comfortable making videos on my laptop because it shows me that I can explain more. It gives me that feeling that I'm teaching here rather than just, doing the astrology work as usual. Okay. So let me see. Just I want to, yeah. Okay. So for example, if an individual has moon in the ascendant, now, remember this, many times I've seen people are, writing in the comment section that, oh, this is your prediction. This is not me. This is that. This is that. But remember, these are generic predictions. This can relate with people 100%, and this cannot relate with a few people having different combinations. Like, for example, if a person has cluster of planets in the ascendant with moon in the ascendant, and then the Sade Sati happens, maybe there are 10, 20, maybe 50 more predictions that you can do for them, and maybe the results are not the same. This is just for the individual, or if you just have moon in the first house, this is going to tell you how your Sade Sati is going to be. Right? There could be additional predictions. There could be some predictions which may not work out for you. So please have a open mindset whenever you are learning astrology. I have always told it's 1+1. So all the predictions just add up. It's not either and or. Okay, so if a person has moon in the ascendant, remember, regardless of the sign, I'm giving the predictions. But with the signs, when you know about the signs, it becomes more accurate. You can predict more accurately. But right now, we are just considering the houses. So naturally, this is the house of an Aries individual randomly, just like Kal Purush Kundali. Now, Sade Sati will start when Saturn is going to enter here. Then this is going to be the first phase. Then this is going to be the second phase where Saturn is going to come over the moon. Then it is going to be the last phase when Saturn is going to come in the second house. Now, please remember, it is not necessary that the first phase is always very, very bad. Second phase, extremely bad. And third phase, where it gives everything back to you. Okay, it's not the case. First phase is always going to be difficult or transformative. Why? Because see, you are normally going, suppose you're walking on a footpath. Some blockage comes in, some pebbles or a piece of brick is there, of course you have to jump that brick so as to go ahead, or you have to do something. You either have to, just go from the side, or something you have to do. That's a sort of hurdle that comes in, right? So similarly, when Sade Sati comes in, you were just going normally, and then you had to, you know just stop for a while. You have to think, and then, let that go and move forward. So similarly, in Sade Sati, in the first phase, that is always transformative, because that is something unusual that happens to you. There's a change that comes around in your life. So in the first phase, for an individual with moon in the first house, these people, they start building up pressure on their mind. If suppose this individual is not responsible, is not very considerate, they are in their own world, they are very selfish, which they would be because of moon in the first house. They are very self-centered individuals. This Saturn will give you the sense of responsibility. This Saturn will say that you need to mend your what? Expenses, your subconscious mind and your health. For many people, this can even create the opportunity of traveling overseas or going away from the family, because Saturn is going to throw its third aspect on the second house. 12th house, when it gets activated by Saturn, this is going to give you a pressure where you are going to feel the pressure of expenses, even though before that you might have been doing the expenditure lavishly, because moon in the first house, you love to spend money on articles of happiness and luxury, whichever provides you comfort and happiness. When this Saturn is going to come into the 12th house, you would want to, you would start developing, there would be same expenditure, maybe there's extra expenditure, but you would start feeling responsible about your life. You would start building up that sense of responsibility. Your subconscious mind becomes very active. That's why you would be thinking a lot. A lot of overthinking is there. Sleepless nights are there. 12th house Saturn will make you work even in the night time. You become workaholic. You are actually forced to become workaholic. You would feel unnecessary pressure, because this is a very, very heavy planet. Saturn is extremely heavy. That's why the heaviness comes in your subconscious mind. That's why the sleep gets disturbed. It can create travel overseas, and it can also create some, for people who are maybe in their 40s and then they get this Sade Sati, they may end up into legal battles. There can be some legal battle they have to deal with, or maybe they have to visit hospitals. This also creates anxiety, because this is a very cold planet. It sets a boundary. It sets a fear in your subconscious mind. But this Saturn will also activate your inbuilt talents. This Saturn will activate your, that free time where we implement something. Suppose if I am a person with moon in the first house, when Saturn will come into my 12th house, suppose I love music, I love playing guitar. So I'm going to start doing that. When Saturn comes into my 12th house, I will start researching about things, and I will start doing something I love. That's taking out my inbuilt talents. This Saturn is going to throw its third aspect on the second house. That's why lots of efforts towards making money or even to save. Then Saturn's seventh aspect is in the sixth house. There can be support from colleagues, workspace, work environment. There can be support from legal activities as well, legal contracts. And if you're fighting a battle, this particular transit can make, it can delay the process of that battle. That's why there's no, I won't say that it is going to make you win the battle, but it will delay the process. That's why there's a no win, no lose situation. Okay. And this also gives you support from your relatives. Okay. And it also shows that if you set a routine in your life and you are giving, you are having good nutritious food, it is not going to affect your health that much. And you know what? Saturn, wherever it is, it makes it very difficult for you to do those tasks. And if you go against that difficulty which Saturn is giving you, you are going to win Saturn over. And then it'll start giving you good effects. 10th aspect is on the ninth house. You have to work hard. If suppose you are struck with Sade Sati in the time when you have to go for your higher education, it first of all, it will activate your higher education. So there can be travel for higher education. Maybe you are going overseas for your post-graduation or maybe graduation. Most probably post-graduation since it's the ninth house. Then you have to work hard towards spirituality, your dharma, and also your higher knowledge. So it could be academics also. Okay, so this is how the aspects work when Saturn is in the 12th house and your Sade Sati starts. Now, what happens? Saturn comes over your moon. I'll just change the color. Now, let me tell you one more thing. Sade Sati is the most difficult for individuals, those who have moon in the, I won't say actually most difficult for the people who have moon in the first house, but very elongated, even more than 7.5 years for people who have their moon in the 10th, 11th, 12th, first, and probably not second, I would say, but first and second also. So in these houses, if you have moon in these houses, you're going to have a elongated Sade Sati. I mean, it is going to be more than 7.5 years, because personally, I do consider, and it's not just my personal thing, I have seen that working. Do consider Sade Sati from your Lagna as well, wherever your moon is. But if your Saturn comes in 12th house, first house, second house, you are going to see the effects of Sade Sati. Now, when Saturn comes into the first house over your moon, first of all, lots and lots of criticism that are going to come in your life towards you. People are going to criticize you a lot. You will feel lethargic. You see that psychological behavior whenever we are not feeling good, emotionally, that is being reflected in our health. We lose, the energy to do something. So here, this is actually the original house of what? Your mind, your energy. that feels cold, as if there is, the frozen princess has come and it has just frozen your body. You'll feel lethargic. You'll not find the energy and the urge, the motivation to do something. Emotionally, you'll become cold. You yourself are going to become judgmental. All the judgment that you're going to receive, all the criticism that you're going to receive from people, that is going to make you a person who, on the other hand, is actually being very judgmental and very analytical, very calculative with people, very practical mindset. People might perceive you as a cold-hearted person for these 2.5 years. This time can also give you significant transformation in your appearance. You might lose significant amount of weight, or you might gain significant amount of weight only if Jupiter is also transiting somewhere, where it is aspecting your first house. Only then you are going to gain weight. Otherwise, most probably you will lose weight with Saturn coming into the first house over your moon. Since it is moon, this is going to be difficult for your mother. This time period is going to be difficult for your mother as well. So this also attracts problems. Saturn is a planet of misery, disappointment. So you will just feel disappointed with everything. You would feel sad, immense mood swings. Maybe in the 12th house, Saturn is not going to give you that much mood swings, but when it comes over your moon, 100% mood swings. One time you are laughing, you are happy. Another time, you're just crying in the corner. But the positive part of this phase is it is going to make you practical. What it will do is that it will actually make your moon cold, make your emotions cold and practical. So you won't get hurt on the slightest things which you would have been doing in the previous time. You would develop that sense of logic where you have to invest your emotions. You would start developing a practical mindset towards what needs attention in your life. This also will make you, especially the peak phase, makes you dive into astrology, makes you go towards astrologers. The first phase can also do that. But in the second phase, definitely. Like, this is the time when you will be researching about astrology day and night. Maybe till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And still you can wake up at, 8 a.m., 7 a.m. and still working around. This Saturn is going to make you very ambitious. You're going to develop, practical side and working side of your life. You'll be more at service to people. Third aspect goes on the third house. The relationship with the neighbors, siblings, and close friends becomes distant. So a distant comes in. You have to work very, very hard towards maintaining your courage. And also towards maintaining your communication with everyone, because you would just not feel like talking to anyone. Why? Because Saturn puts up boundaries wherever it sits. It says that now you have to live in a box, and that box is your own head. This Saturn is going to throw its seventh aspect. Relationships are going to give you that, what do we call it? Um, you know, reality check. And if you're not married, or if you are married, if you are not married, you would encounter partners who are going to give you the reality check. They are going to criticize you. They are going to even support you. But they are going to definitely give you that practical reality check of how the world works. Then, if you are married, your husband or your wife is going to give you that practical check so as to what needs to be done. Okay, you will get mass support. If the Ashtak Varga score of this house is more than at least, I believe, 21. If the Ashtak Varga score is more than 21, the more the better. Then you will receive massive support. And if also the Vimshotri Dasha is promising. Then the 10th aspect is on your 10th house, which talks about your public image, which also talks about your career. So you definitely need to work hard here. And you have to be very careful of your public image. People, that's why the criticism is there. People will try to ruin it. Okay, but this particular phase, your second phase, is more about, it is about your emotions, but it is more about your personality. So it's like self-growth period for, and also self-growth and self-analysis. All the answers for your growth lie within you. You are the answer. Okay. Then the last phase comes in. Let me again change the color. Oh, what is this? Right. So next phase comes in when Saturn travels in the second house. This will definitely, either it will initiate your savings or this will initiate your income. So by this time, you'll start earning. You may have started earning previously, but you may not receive very good, results with it. It is more about working hard. But when Saturn comes into the second house, it's money, money. How do we make it? Yes, dollars. This is money. But you know what? When Saturn transits in a house, you need to be first disciplined towards that house. If you want more money, be more considerate of your savings and for providing the family. Give like as low as 10 bucks, 10 rupees to your mother, to your family. Just try to provide them. They want medicines. Your folks are old. They want medicines. Go buy it for them. They want to spend some time alone. They want to go on a vacation. Buy a vacation plan for them. You would have to provide your family somehow. And if you do it early, without even Saturn transiting and Saturn forcing you to do that, the more good results it is going to give you. If you'll just wait, you will not do something towards the second house, then Saturn, when it'll come, it'll create some scenario which can be negative in nature as well, where you would, you'll be forced to provide the family. This also can initiate some issues within the family. Some issues as in inheritance issue, some money related, most of all, issue. You know why money related issue? Because originally this is the house ruled by Taurus. And why an issue? Why a fight? Saturn, the Mahabharata started when Saturn was in Taurus, I think, in Rohini Nakshatra. I hope I'm correct on this because my postpartum brain most of all forgets everything. You won't believe this thing. Ever since my daughter is born, I do something and I just forget the next minute that I was doing something. So it has been a lot for me. More like Sade Sati also. Right. So one more thing here, Sade Sati also leads to forgetfulness. Saturn in the 12th from your moon specifically, major forgetfulness. I remember when my Sade Sati started, it made me forgetful. And you know what? That actually worked in my favor. I forgot all the traumas that I had. I forgot all the bad things. If suppose anything bad happened to me, I just developed that tendency to just let it go, to just forget it. Although that is not my nature. I'm more of a cribber. I'm more of a person who is going to keep that in mind. Right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Sarasati, just understand yourself, your nature, and then Sarasati. I'm telling you, you can deal with it very nicely. You can deal with it by taking it into your favor. Okay? So, oh, so when Saturn comes into the second house, provide the family, be very, very careful with your health, with your nutrition, what you are eating, how you are eating, what is your routine of eating. Second house, your lifestyle, your eating patterns, your throat. I remember when Saturn came into my second house, every time my throat was gone. Since my work is more so related to speaking only, I had so much difficulty with speaking, and there was a lot of coughing, and I literally had to take that nebulizers regularly. I had to take that. I also at some point there were a few months I did take that pump as well. And that was the a very that my Sadhasati was also going on, and my Saturn was transiting in the second. So it actually affects your digestive system, your eating patterns, and it also affects your throat area. And similarly, you can see for other Saturn transits also. When Saturn is in the 12th house, it is going to affect your feet area. First house, it is going to affect your headaches, no, frequent headaches, migraine. In the 12th house, there can be some uh, problems with your feet, with your walking. Okay. So Saturn coming into the second house, it can initiate good money only if you are very disciplined with your savings. It can initiate savings. It is also going to make you miser and very calculative with money for some while as well. Not for some while, but for this while as well. And the relationship with the family becomes distant in this while. You somehow just feel that I don't want to deal with the family. I just need some space with the family. They will support you when you require, but other times they can be quite criticizing. And also, when Saturn comes into the second house, all you speak is brutal truth. And rather, it is also suggested that you should actually speak truth. I don't know why my watch is just, starting again and again. Yeah. Right? So That is what Saturn requires. Then Saturn throws its third aspect on your fourth house. Lots of efforts to collect objects of comfort, lots of efforts to create happiness for yourself. And this time can be a little difficult for your mother. Right? Lots of efforts towards maintaining the relationship with mother also. Okay? Courage. There should be courage within you so as to deal with your home environment on whole. The home environment can get affected, so you may encounter fights within your home. That's why you need to build a good communication within your home. Because at this time, you won't be able to communicate your feelings. You would be communicating, but about practical things. But what Saturn requires it is that along with communicating practical things, you need to communicate your heart out, your feelings, your emotions. Only then the relationship with the family and especially the mother will improve. Now, there can be gains through either in-laws or inheritance. There can be gains from secret gains from government as well, in the form of LICs, in the form of insurance, and also from fixed assets or long-term investments. Okay. Now, of course, which one is more prominent depends a lot on the Vimshotri Dasha and the other transits. The 10th aspect is going to be in the 11th house. So you have to work hard towards maintaining your social circle and to fulfill your desires. You will have to present yourself in front of large population or large public. So if suppose second house Saturn, you start working, since we know that we discussed that it is the activation of your income. What do you have to do? You have to go out there to earn. Even if you're working from home, you have to interact with people. You have to join meetings, maybe online, but you have to do that. You have to be out there. So that's what Saturn indicates and activates for you. Right? So guys, this was my analysis for if you have moon in the first house and you start with your Sade Sati. So I tried to give you as much as information possible so as to, for self-analysis. But of course, there can be a lot more other predictions also based on the signs and based on the conjunctions and planets placed within those houses. Okay, guys? So if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you guys would like to have your personal readings, you can check out the link below, www.anmollastrology.com. And under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under the unique reading section, you can book a unique reading for yourself. See you with the next video for Moon in the second house and Sade Sati. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.